Hi, welcome to AFTV. I'm here with Julian. We've just beaten Crystal Palace 1-0 here at Selhurst Park. A 1-0 win, you heard Lee there. All that mattered was a clean sheet and 3 points, Julian. We got that today, but it didn't come easy for Arsenal though.
It didn't come easy, but you've got to ask the question, why didn't it come easy? Because up to 1 point in the game, for me it seemed easy.
When was that? For
the sending off.
Until the sending off?
The game completely changed for the sending off. Now I felt, up to that point, everyone had done their job correctly. You can argue about the tactics, but the tactics were working. You can argue that Eddie missed a chance.
Yeah, chances missed.
Yeah, he missed 2 chances. Or you can look at it the other way. He got himself into the right positions to miss those chances. And actually, the first one.
I like that way of looking, but we've got to be clinical though.
We do have to be clinical, but for the first one, I'm going to come to Eddie's defence. So I was sitting next to someone that was being overly critical of Eddie,
right?
And he spun that. That turn was phenomenal.
He's been working on them, definitely.
Yeah. And then the goalkeeper came out. You've got to look at what the goalkeeper did. The goalkeeper narrowed the angle and he hit the post. But if he'd hit it slightly more to the left, the goalkeeper's foot would have got it. So it wasn't an easy chance. The second one, again, I go back to that Wenger quote: "Life is about inches." And he did. He just missed it. And had he scored that goal, he would have been the hero, and it's that close. But the thing is with Eddie, his head didn't drop. His head didn't drop, he carried on. And it was absolutely down to his sharpness, his effort, his foresight that we got a nailed-on penalty.
Is it an unfair judgment, Julian? Because you're right, because he got the penalty. Yes, he missed 2 chances. People were probably going to look more at the 2 missed chances, but he did get us the penalty that won the game.
I think there's always going to be, since I've started watching football, there's always a whipping boy in the team. There's always someone that gets judged more harshly than the rest of them. He can't seem to get away with anything. And it's been throughout the history of me watching Arsenal, there's always one player that seems to get it a bit harsher.
Yeah.
And in this team, for me, there's 2 players, which is Eddie, and I can see it's starting to happen to Havertz now as well.
Well, let's talk about Havertz then, because today, I think I've heard a lot of people in the stands today talking about he wasn't pressing the ball. I know people say he holds up the ball, but he wasn't working hard enough. What is your assessment of Havertz today then?
Well, I think when you look at Havertz, he's a different kind of player to a Martinelli or a Saka. And those kind of players, you'd say, are impact players, moment players. It's really easy to judge them. I mean, what Martinelli did for the flick last week to set up that goal, that is what football fans can really appreciate. Because the majority of football fans don't look too deeply about why a player's good and why a player's bad. What they see and what they remember are the flicks.
Are you speaking for yourself, or are you speaking for?
Well, I am speaking. I'm speaking for myself because most of them don't look too deeply into the game. And in order to appreciate how good Havertz is, you have to have a deeper appreciation for the game. And I'm not saying I'm on the level of Graham or James who can analyse games, but I have been trying to watch a little bit more closely.
Okay.
And one of the things you've got to appreciate with football is that on average, a player is on the ball 3.33% of the time. So you really have to understand that the majority of it, I think...
Done a lot of revision for this one.
Well, if you do the maths, he's off the ball for 96.67% of the game. So the majority of the game he's off the ball. So you've got to look at actually the contribution of the ball, which is far more difficult to judge for an average football fan. So you have to look more deeply into it.
These are words of Julian Becker. But yes, how good was he off the ball then today, Julian?
Well, I'm not that good at being able to appreciate it. However, especially from where I was sitting, I was very low down. So especially in the first half, I wasn't able to appreciate. But I did see the effort and the way he seems to play. He almost plays in this like horseshoe around the number 9 position, and he moves into position and he makes it easier for the other team. He also can close down, and I've noticed this. He puts in effort and he is effective, but just in a way that is difficult to appreciate for the average football fan, which I do say that I am. Well, no, I'm not average. That would be a lie.
Let me ask you about the red card. Was it a soft one? Was it a bit outrageous to see today?
I wouldn't describe that as soft. I'm not into conspiracy theories, but if I was, I would say the referee's completely bent.
Was he trying to? Go a bit deeper on that. Will you explain that? Was he trying to even out the game because he gave us a penalty, or do you think it just was a ridiculous decision?
No, look, as I said, I don't believe that there's conspiracy theories, so he's got to be incompetent because there was two aspects to that sending off. The first one was time wasting. Now, I didn't count this, but I've got this on the authority of my father who was watching the game, and apparently there was 8 seconds from when he started to take the throw in to when he got booked. Havertz took 15 seconds. So the first one, you would say that it just doesn't, it's not consistency. Yeah. So how can he book him after just 8 seconds of a delay? It doesn't make any sense. The second one, I've seen the replay. I've seen the replay 2 or 3 times.
What was it for? Was it for kicking the ball away, or was it for the pullback?
I could watch that 10 times and I couldn't answer that question.
Because I'm still trying to figure out.
I'm absolutely confused. I mean, I heard a little bit of commentary and the guy said that's overly harsh. I've seen it 3 times. I cannot see what he was sent off for. 2 bookings, both of which seem to be ridiculous. So I wouldn't say that's soft. I would say that was outrageous and it could have ruined the game. And it's absolutely destroyed the enjoyment, my last 20 minutes of the game. I go to football to enjoy it. I was enjoying it and it absolutely ruined that game. Ruined it. I mean, I'm not a pervert, but that was absolute torture. And I don't go to football to be tortured. I go to football to enjoy it. And up to that point, Arsenal were giving me pleasure. And after that, I found it absolute torture.